city council members, city clerk, and city manager Stowe. I came here tonight to support the Black employees here at the City of Evanston who submitted their report regarding systemic racial discrimination at the city, which has been happening for decades. I was really quite saddened by the report, and even sadder after meeting with some of those employees about their fear of retaliation. I wanted to come here tonight to appeal to you as elected officials, as mayor, as city manager, that the time in this city for anti-Black behavior, anti-Black policies, anti-Black actions, that time needs to end now. I was here before this council 3 years ago, almost to the day. I was terminated on November 15, 2019. What we are seeing in this report is an affirmation of all of the things that I had been talking about from 2012 until my termination. All of those things. I've encouraged these employees to acquire legal counsel to support that cause, but you have an opportunity as elected officials to do something, and as city manager, to resolve this in a way that not only fixes some of these challenges, the racial discrimination challenges that are occurring in the city today, but to also resolve this in a way that does not allow for retaliation. These individuals are courageous, but because of the things that have happened in this city in the past, they are fearful of retaliation. They have families to take care of. They have their own responsibilities. But you are an elected official that has the power to do the right thing this time. And I'm encouraging you, the city that has voted upon a reparations program.
That's a joke.
And has lauded that across the country, when on the night of November 15th, when that was voted on, I received my termination letter. What we're asking you, and what Brother Bennett Johnson talked about earlier, is that no more perfunctory behavior. Please, please do the right thing. Please support these staff members that work hard for this community. Please do the right thing. That's what we're asking you to do tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dismantle your own system of oppression. This should not be a difficult ask. Action item number 20 is to listen. They have told you exactly what is needed. Simply implement that very reasonable action plan that the employees have provided to you. Not an action plan that you develop. Black employees are no longer interested in the City of Evanston figuring things out, as history has shown us that that does not work well. You do this by allocating funding in the current budget toward implementing the Racial Action Change Plan. As president of the Community Alliance for Better Government, I join our members in saying that we are committed to holding the City of Evanston accountable. We are demanding funding, transparency, and accountability to address internal racial equity. This will not go away, and we will not go away. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Board. And in reading the letter, the report shared with us by Black city staff members, we once again witnessed a massive failure in the way that the city treats its staff. We've seen this before. Last year, we learned of horrific maltreatment of staff members in the Parks Department and the beachfront. And the city did commission an investigation that was fairly detailed and issued a report that I thought was impressive. However, we don't know what's happened since then. There's been no transparency in changes or implementing the recommendations in that report. And in fact, it's looking at the budget this year, there seems to be a remarkable lack of funding for implementing those changes. I'm glad to hear that we're going to be conducting an investigation about the problems outlined in the recent report from the Black staff members. But we need to do better. We need to do better not only in how we investigate it, but also in how we implement it and the transparency that that we bring to that process. I'd also like to very briefly say that once again, the news blog Evanston Now has revealed itself to repeatedly publish racist articles that don't comport with news standards. And it's appalling that the city supports that biased and counterfactual blog with not only our advertising money, but also with our subscription money. And we've done this for years and years, and this should be the last straw. It's time to stop. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm speaking as a resident of the 4th Ward about the report compiled by the Black employees of the City of Evanston. I just want to echo the things that have been said and also say that I believe the report. And while I'm deeply concerned, I'm not surprised. Unless we intentionally address racism and other forms of oppression, it will be there. It's literally how our society is set up. So I see this as a call to action, an opportunity for the city to make change. And the sad part, as we heard, is that the city and probably close to every municipality and organization in the United States has been there before, where people have brought serious racial problems to light only for those experiences to be dismissed or brushed under the rug. And the cost is too high for that to happen again. I want to see our elected officials and city decision makers demonstrate they're taking this seriously, and I request that this report be an agenda item for every city council meeting in the foreseeable future so that you can give an update on the actions being taken. The transparency, urgency, and thoughtfulness are all critical to demonstrate the seriousness with which you take this report for the sake of the city employees and the health of our community. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Viss, Clerk Mendoza, City Manager Stowe, and all of the council members. I'm Eileen Hogan-Heineman. I'm the Manager of Community Outreach at the Equity Institute of YWCA Evanston North Shore. We are grateful to the Black employees who gathered and then shared their experiences and the experiences of many of their colleagues with the rest of the community, perhaps at great risk to themselves. We were saddened to read their first-person testimonies outlining the climate that exists for many Black City of Evanston employees. YWCA recognizes the imperative toward action that was lifted up in this powerful report, and we support the needs identified with respect to required education of all city employees and the need to adopt transformative actions which will lead to systemic changes. It's up to us to insist on transparency, all of us, and also to insist on speed in responding to the issues that have been raised to make the city a more equitable place for its Black employees. As a longtime community partner of the City of Evanston, YWCA Evanston North Shore is ready to help in whatever ways are needed for the process ahead. We just need to start moving. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I first would like to say I stand in solidarity with the City of Evanston Black employees, and I, with what others have said, look very forward to getting updates. Like next city council meeting, tell us how this is working and what's going on. That would be transparent, that would be right, and people everywhere in this town needs to know what's happening with them.
I do want to thank you for your time, and I want to voice my support for the Black employees who are standing up against discrimination. The employees have been coming to council and speaking to the hurtful treatment they've endured over the years. Evanston has spent tens of thousands of dollars on equity and diversity training, but clearly it's not working because the culture in this city needs to change from the top down and the inside out. I do have confidence in our manager, Luke Stowe, to work on this and bring together groups of people to help really solve this problem once and for all. Thank you.
In support of these employees, the NAACP is demanding that the City of Evanston publicly commits to acknowledging the issues shared and addressing racial inequity within the organization. Countless Black employees have watched issues get ignored or swept aside for decades. This cannot happen, not anymore. This will not go away. We will not go away. Please acknowledge and commit to doing better, City of Evanston. Eyes are watching and waiting.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun.